Before I could get back to work on the Automaton, I had to remove the shutters from the shop that Karen and I installed in preparation for Hurricane Matthew. Fortunately, we were spared with no damage. Okay, just using the milling machine to cross drill pivots for the eyeball steering mechanism. This will be the hole for the tie rod. And now I'm just rounding off the end with my Unimat lathe and just cleaning it up with crocus cloth. Oops. So just using a metal file here and just rounding it over just for fit and finish. No particular functional need to do this. Okay, so I've got it rounded over, and I'm just using one of these 3M sanding sponges for just cleaning up the end of this after rounding it off. And this is a really great tool to polish brass with. We'll get it on the buffing wheel later, but for now, we should be able to get a very nice fine finish using this thing. Okay, we'll go ahead and take that off. Pop the chuck open, and there's the finished part. We took a day off on Sunday to entertain our friends Paul and Janet Thomas, who came all the way over from the UK to see the shop. Okay, I've press fit the pins into some 1/2-inch dowel, and those in turn will go into the back of the eyeballs here for the tie rod. The real question is, would Steely Dan approve? So the eyeballs will go side to side and also up and down together. This is a piece of scrap 3/4-inch brass bar stock, and I've turned it down to the rough diameter that I need, and I'm just going to center drill it now to take the 1/4-inch tap. I'll do that in phases. I find that with free machining brass, probably should have a lubricant, but I find that the lubricant gums up with the chips and will block the hole, so it really kind of makes a mess. So I just free machine with my brass. Ouch. Piece is hot. I don't have a cutoff tool for my Harbor Freight lathe, so I'm using the Unimat to do parting. I'm cross drilling the collars to accept a 632 screw, and I'll be tapping that out. So what I'm doing here is I'll be using my center drill just to start a pilot, and then I'll use a number 27 drill bit to give me the right hole size to tap this out to 632. So I could do this on the mill if I wanted to have a lot more precision, but I think for this application a lot of precision is not necessary, so it's just a little bit quicker for me just to do it on the drill press. So I found a good center there, and it looks like it's positioned nicely, so I'll do all 3 of those, and then I'll switch over to the drill bit. I've got, yep, it's a 27, and that'll give me the right hole size for a 632 tap and give me a close fit with the screw. I'm not sure how it happened, but I drilled this, I thought, for a 632, and that turns out to be too big of a hole. So I went and read the chart, and I had the right drill size, so I don't know what happened there. But it does look like this hole will work with an 832, so I'll just increase the screw size. So I'm just going to tap this out for an 832 thread using my flea market tap and die set. And we'll just go ahead and put the grub screw in, and there we go. That's a good fit. So I'll polish those up, and the collars will be ready. And there's the result of about an hour and a half's worth of work. I probably could have found something like this on eBay, made in China, and had it delivered in 2 days, but where's the therapy in that? The eyeball mechanism will require some pivots, so I'm just soldering together this two-piece lever that will be clamped onto the 1/8 inch wires that'll make the eyeballs go back and forth. So I machined this on my little milling machine, and then I cut this on the lathe, similar to what I've done for some other things. So just need a little bit of flux on this, as such, and then I'm going to put the screw on the outside so it doesn't interfere with the lever mechanism. And we'll go ahead and heat this up. Usually takes about 20 seconds or so to get the heat right on this. Oh, it's going right in there, so I think we've got a good temperature on this. That'll do it. Come on. I did a lot of design drawings to try to sort out what the cam shapes needed to look like, and I cut out several different ones. This one uses a bearing follower. I thought that was going to be a real successful one. Here's another one with a bearing, and then just wood on wood. I determined that the bearing really wasn't necessary, so these will all go into my basket of spare parts. Arrived at this design. I want the eyeballs to go quickly right, back to center, dwell, to the left and center and dwell, and right and center and dwell, and left and center and dwell. So that took a long time to sort out, but I learned a lot doing it. I have a feeling the next time I do one of these, it'll get a little easier for me.